Welcome back to A Third Eye Exchange. My name is Samantha Munoz, and today is a very special day. It is going to be my first ever pick a card, so I hope everybody's ready. This is going to be a timeless reading. All my readings are timeless. This is going to be a message from the universe. So it could literally fit into any category that you could imagine. It'll just be personal to you. Do keep in mind during the reading, this is a collective reading, so I will be picking up on messages, like I said, collectively as a whole for many different people. Also, don't forget to like, subscribe. It helps connect our energies better. And also, I just love being connected to my community. So, without further ado, I'm going to give you a few seconds to meditate on which pile is for you. We have pile 1 is Rainbow Auric Quartz. Let me move this a little bit. Pile 2 is Caribbean Calcite. And pile 3 is Black Obsidian. So, I'll give you a few seconds. Hi, pile 1. You chose the Rainbow Auric Quartz and the Seasons of the Witch Oracle for the Yule holiday. And we are coming up on it. This card just jumped out, so I'm gonna try to get all of these in view. If not, we'll just do our best. So this is where you're at. The cardinals are underneath on the bottom. Okay, so I guess we're picking from the top today. So where you're at, what you want. I did also pre-shuffle these, so we don't have to go in. What you want, what you need to do, obstacle or challenge, outcome advice. So, and the underlying energy was the cardinal medicine. So, whenever I see cardinals, I always think of, like, honestly, like, being visited by a loved one that's passed on. I believe in my last video or one of my most recent videos, there was an anecdote of a cardinal knocking on my window. And that was when I was going through a really tough time. So if you're going through a really tough time right now, just know that your ancestors or a loved one, especially if a loved one has passed on recently or you've just been thinking about one, they're here with you now, and they are one of the people that one of the spirits that wanted to communicate these messages to you. So whatever comes out, just know, like I said, they're holding your hand and they're here. This is a confirmation for you. And also, before we get in, whenever I see the number 3, the number of this card is 3. So that's 3s and 4s to me are always like divine protection and divine guidance. Also, you might be getting a lot of creative ideas right now that are like basically like channeled messages or like part of your Akashic records. So, also, you know, if you've been kind of questioning where you're going, or if you're like, you've been getting these like feelings to do certain things or projects that don't make 100% necessarily like sense to you, just know you are going in the right direction. And sometimes the things that we need to do on our path are not always going to make sense in the moment, but in retrospect, when we either get further into our journey, we look back and we realize, like, wow, it was meant to be. Like, everything that happened unfolded perfectly. And I was being led the whole way. Like, you might notice just like random synchronicities that aren't so random, but they might seem that way sometimes. So cardinals also, they always represent love. Also, red could be something here to pay attention to. That's the root chakra. So eating more root vegetables, grounding your energy, taking walks, walking outside barefoot, getting out in nature, exercising more, meditations, all of those would be great. But yes, so the cardinal medicine card in this situation is kind of a loved one, like tapping on your shoulder and just letting you know, like, I'm here. So if you've been wondering lately, like, about a certain, like, ancestor, or, sorry, I'm sneezing, or, like, a loved one that's passed on, just know that they're here with you right now, and they led you to this message. All right, so where you're at, dove medicine. Thy wings are thick and strong, I see, for they have battled the most unforgiving winds. Be proud and be free, my child. Go on, soar like never be. Okay, so what's coming through? Also, like, if I feel like, honestly, a lot of birds might end up coming through in this one, which is, like, a really good sign. Birds are very spiritual omens. You know, they literally fly higher than we do. They're closer to God than we are on a daily basis. And they just effortlessly move through these dimensions. I haven't researched a ton of birds, but there is a lot of symbolism. Something, I don't know, something tells me that there might be a love message come out in this. So we will see, because doves and cardinals, I do associate both of them with love. But also, I believe in Noah's Ark, it was a dove that brought the olive branch to Noah. And, like, trust me, I don't know that much about, like, the Bible. I'm not trying to, like, throw religion at anybody either, but generally speaking, I do find a lot of religious, you might be like Catholic or Christian because this is coming out, but I do find that a lot of religious, or your family is, or the person that is here with you right now, they might have been very religious, like very like Catholic or Christian. Because that's, like, the story that I keep thinking about with the dove. Like, Noah's Ark brought the olive branch, but that also means hope. You know, that was, like, I think how the story goes, essentially, is God sent that sign to Noah, one, to let him know that, like, it almost like a peace treaty, but also, like, to let him know, like, to have hope and that he would never flood the earth again. So this is, to me, primarily where you're at. Your ancestors want you to know, and, like, the universe wants to let you know that, you know, there's a situation that you might feel like, or you were recently, like, feeling trapped or, like, bogged down by, so to speak, and they're telling you, like, please have hope in whatever you're going through right now. Please have hope about it, because things are about to get better, or they are already getting better. And whatever you might have been planning, like, to do something, like, this makes me think of, like, me wanting to move to Europe. So that might be something, but this makes me think of, like, whatever you want to do, whatever you're planning on doing, like, don't be afraid to be confident in that decision. Nobody can make that decision except for you. And don't let people get in the middle of your life choices, because at the end of the day, you're the one that's gonna either reap the benefits or suffer the consequences of not following your heart. All right, so next one. What you want. Mistletoe. This is so weird. I was in the store yesterday, and I've never bought mistletoe before, and, like, I don't really decorate my apartment for the holidays, honestly, because I'm just trying to, like, put my money towards more intentional things right now. But I specifically went into the store and, like, looked at their mistletoe, because I just have this, like, inkling to get mistletoe this year. Also, like I said before, 3s are really big in this reading. 3s and 4s, because most of the clusters on this card of berries are in 3s, some in 4s, and there's, like, 1 5, but this is a 4 card. 2 plus 2 is 4. Mistletoe. When I think of, like, okay, so the story goes, mistletoe is, like, very protective. It's, like, an extremely protective thing that they do during the Yule season. I don't know exactly what all the details are about it, but I do know that, and I know 2 plus 2 is 4, yes, but 2 and 2 on its own, it's, like, the joining of forces. Like, that's the energy of 2. And like I said, love might come out here. So you might be seeking, like, love. You might be feeling a little down. You might be missing someone. It could be romantic. It could also be this loved one that passed. Maybe the loved one that passed is, like, your husband or a boyfriend, or I don't know why that's so specific. It could also be a wife or girlfriend, whatever, a divine counterpart even. But it could be that, or it could just be, like I said, an ancestor or a loved one that you lost. So this says, what dreams may come from the borrowing of ivy held tight within the womb? A calling in of sorts, a spell from above, holy holly. So what's interesting, even though this is the what you want, I'm getting the sense that your ancestors are urging you, and you know what? I'm gonna, like, debunk this real quick. Witchcraft or spell work doesn't have to be, like, something, like, dark, and it's not necessarily, really, it's not dark. It's almost like an offering. Anytime you, like, do a spell, it's like an affirmation. It's like an affirmation with feeling behind it, or intention and action behind it. Just, like, basically, like I said, like an offering. You're just giving a little bit more, a little bit extra to, like, show the universe that you're serious about these intentions. So I recommend definitely hanging mistletoe in your house. Could be for protection. It might help with some intrusive thoughts that you've been having. And also, it just might be there at the right time when you want to let love in. Also, through the loss of whoever this might be about, honestly, because I do feel like kind of a loss here. I don't feel sad about it though. Like it feels more like just something you've been thinking about, like someone you've been thinking about. Um like in the part of it could be the loved one that you lost, or it could be um a situation, but I am feeling like this is a loved one coming, like I said, like coming through from the other side and trying to tell you, you know, these are some answers or like guidance to questions you might be having. So, recommendation for you, even though this isn't in the what you need to do position, hang some mistletoe. Like I said, it's not witchcraft, it's not scary. Um, it's not, anything bad. It actually serves a purpose for protection, and it also brings people together. Like that old little like tradition with the mistletoe that people are supposed to kiss underneath it. So maybe that's what you want. Maybe you want to, join forces with someone, maybe be in a relationship, maybe um let yourself let love in, or even it could be as simple as joining the masculine with the feminine. And we all have both. We all have masculine and feminine energy, so it could also just be like balancing yourself out and like opening yourself up to receive, as well as like being able to openly give. In more, it doesn't have to just be romantic, but I do feel like there's an element to that here, as I mentioned before. So let's see what you need to do. Ceremony. I just find that interesting. Oh, and there's 2 4s next to each other. Look at that. So, I call upon those heralds of winter, dimming light for better sight. That's interesting too, because I was looking at these lights before and I was like, those are so pretty, like maybe I should mention those, but then I didn't, because I was like, nah. So, okay, something about lights, maybe like a light festival, maybe hanging lights up in your house. Something about reindeer. I know that's like random and not doesn't really have to do with anything, but someone might have like a reindeer that lights up, or like a specific reindeer decoration. Let's see. Hear thy praise spilling from thy lips, a spell I'll cast for thy spirits in me. So this makes me think of affirmations and spell work. Oh no, I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really posted on YouTube. I hope they don't censor this, because it's not really covered. I hope they let me keep this. Otherwise I'm gonna have to find a way to edit that out. I'm gonna cover it just in case. So with the ceremony, it's making me think of like maybe decorating your house, but also I'm getting something about like lighting candles and taking a bath, affirmations, or maybe something that you need to dispose of. I don't know what this is. It could be like something that belonged to somebody that you cut off, or that you're no longer in contact with, or getting rid of old things. Also, like, I don't know, like there's like a specific spell that I feel like is coming through that you should do. Maybe look up light spells, or like Christmas light spells, something specific. But hang up mistletoe, like I said. Definitely do that. And eating olives. I don't know. I don't know. That, like, olives are coming through too because of the dove. Maybe mistletoe, olives, ceremony. Or maybe somebody's, like, getting married. Could be. Or maybe somebody is getting married, and the reason they're having, like, a difficult time right now is because this person from the other side that wants to come through is, like, isn't going to be there to see it. But just know you can pray to people whenever you need. Anybody that you lose, you are able to pray to them. You are able to talk to them at any time, and they will send you signs through coins in really random places, or feathers, or maybe doves, because the doves came out, or maybe someone's gonna gift you mistletoe as, like, a confirmation of this. Yeah, those things are coming out, or even something to do with olives, like special olives. Let's see. I want to read up on this card too, because I've actually never chosen this card. So let's see what else it says. I feel like we can read for this. Also, this is, like, fours are stability, and, like, material, like, gain. Like, stability, not always, but in this, I'm sensing that's what they're representing. And also divine protection. It's always protection, but sometimes the fours can have multiple meanings. I think all angel numbers can, but there's definitely an element there. Let's see. This is 4. Let's see what comes up. Keywords: rite of passage, direction, intention. Ceremonies are rites of passage that mark the end of one way of being and the journey of a new the beginning of a new journey. It could be the journey of a new journey too. I mean, that it is kind of, a new journey is literally a journey. We see them represented in birthdays, graduation, and in the case of magic. A series of steps that direct energy towards your desired intention. To perform a ceremony is a pledge to transcend your former self so you may become wiser and more powerful. You have pulled ceremony because you are ready to rise to a new level of being. Where you are now is much too small for who you are becoming. You are ready to expand and to start reaching for bigger goals. Do not be afraid of your power, for you are destined to do and have more extraordinary things. If you ever doubt yourself, know that you have earned your seat at this new table through the lessons, challenges, and hardships you have previously endured. You may wish to perform a ceremony on your own to cement your commitment to a new direction. I also second that notion. I do recommend that you do that, but I'm also getting, like, somebody might be struggling with, like, survivor's guilt. I don't know why that came through, but that's, like a feeling I was getting. Someone's struggling with survivor's guilt. Or, like, almost like they might be, how do I explain this? Like, they might be getting, like, promoted or leveling up, like, spiritually, and it's starting to reflect back at them in, like, the experiences that they're attracting into their lives, and they're feeling almost guilty for, you know, like, either the people that they had to leave behind because of it, or you know, like I said, the marriage thing was, like, I don't know, it could be any celebration though. It could just be because it's the holidays also, but that was, like, really specific for someone. And I think Spirit wants you to know, like, definitely do some kind of ceremony, whatever is called to you. Look up the lights. I recommend that. Doesn't have to be anything, like, crazy. Even light a candle and, like, set an intention while you're lighting it, and then know that when you blow it out, you know, either you'll see a sign for whatever you're inquiring about, or so mote it be, so to speak, like it will be, whatever you're asking for or wanting clarity on. But this is really pointing to, like, don't feel guilty for getting your blessings. Like, you've worked really hard for this. You deserve everything that you're reaping the benefits of. So don't feel bad. Not everybody is in the position that you're in because they didn't work for it, or they're just on a different path and they have different lessons, and sometimes that's all it is. But don't ever feel guilty for triumphing in your life and for overcoming so many obstacles. That's how this feels right now. So don't worry. Like, just say thank you, do your ritual. I know that like, everyone has your back. Your spirit team always has your back. Especially this one ancestor that I think if you picked this pile, that's what you're inquiring about. I can't shake that feeling. So this is obstacle or challenges. Crone. This, for you guys, there's a few things coming through. One of them could be this also ties into everything else, being in a more suitable position than others, or than your family. That might be a thing too, or the people that you once, used to spend every day with, or could be coming to terms with, like, the elders in your life getting older, realizing that, this 3D experience is fleeting. Or you could be struggling with yourself, like, getting older, like, seeing yourself age might be bringing up some insecurities for you. Those were definitely the highlights of what was coming through with this. But this is a card of, like, wisdom. And the 8 is abundance. So that's always a good sign. It says, thy wisdom befriends the honor in which weaves within blood. A heroing call from the depths of your sacredness. You're being called to, like, really follow your gut and really follow your dreams right now. That's a really big one. And this specific ancestor that's coming through, they want you to, like, stop feeling bad and go after it. Stop, how do I say this? Don't stop living your life. There it is. Don't stop living your life, either because you're afraid of things, or because you feel unqualified, or because you feel guilty. Maybe you need to do a ceremony to transmute these things that you're feeling, honestly. Could be as simple as a meditation, like I said. Or write down everything that's bothering you, and write a letter to this specific ancestor, and burn it. Give it up to God, so to speak. Give it up to the universe. Give it up to this person who on the other side is really, really advocating for you and really helping. Believe me. I know it's weird. I know, like, sometimes it's like, you might be feeling like, can I do this? Can I really do this? Like I said, if an opportunity has just fallen into your lap, or whatever is going on, like I said, the marriage thing is, I don't know, it just came up. But if this is what feels right, and this is what makes you happy, and this is what you want, and this is what you've worked hard for in more ways than one, they want you to work through that. They want you to work through feeling uncomfortable and knowing that you deserve this. You deserve this. and you know that they're right with you every step of the way. That was really sweet. Also, there might be like a saying that they used to tell you. Something that, like, when you think of this, I'm sorry, I'm not getting anything specific, but there might be like a saying that was like special between the two of you. And because this is like a wisdom card still, so maybe you've never like really thought too much into it, but I would recommend maybe like sitting down and like writing that statement down that they used to always say to you, and kind of picking it apart and like, you know, really thinking about like the depths of that quote or statement that they used to always say. I feel like maybe an answer you might be looking for might be hidden in that statement. And then I'm going to skim through it in the book and just read if there's anything I feel like might be good. Let's see. Pulling crone is a sign to seek guidance from someone more experienced. Just remember, wisdom deserves respect and humility. When seeking knowledge, be willing to consider that you're seeking help because you do not know all of the answers. That's the beautiful thing about ancestors too, where there might be generational trauma and, you know, definite like cultural differences in a sense. There's also like premium wisdom that comes with experience, and not everyone, but you know what, not everybody, even if you have your differences with someone because of like, you know, generational, or you don't see eye to eye, the beautiful thing though is that, like I said, experience still harbors wisdom. And I think we're all capable of being wise and displaying wisdom, but not everybody listens to it and not everybody taps in. So also it could be, like I said, I keep coming back to this, but praying to that woman or man, whatever ancestor you feel like it is, but it does feel like a woman. But that could mean, like, honestly, that's like for a few specific people. You can pray to this ancestor if they've passed over, and they will send you signs. And this is so weird because I kind of had this discussion briefly with somebody yesterday, so I just think it's interesting that it's coming through in this reading now. But let's see. Outcome. Advice. The unknown. Think on it and you will stumble, for the heart is a ghost upon the unknown. Let it bleed into the depths, bearing nothing but desire. What this initially makes me think of, and this is also adds up to 5, so this is a change card. So, how do I say this? Like, become okay with, you know, if this is like a new start in your life, if that's what you're inquiring about, or like you're about to embark on a new chapter. Like I said, the marriage thing was really coming out. But it could also be like so many things. It could be like going on like, an adventure, like completely moving away from everyone and everything you've ever known. It could be taking on your dream job, or, like just starting a business. Know that even though you might be uncomfortable because you've never been in that position before, or the people in your family have never been in that position before, and the person, you might even feel like you're letting people down because they don't agree with you, like specific people in your life, elders in your life. They might not get what you're doing, but just know that like they do want the best for you, even if your relationship is tumultuous. And know that by following your heart and like maybe even breaking generational cycles of like fear and self-doubt and like oppression, that and facing the unknown even when it's uncomfortable, like this is the right path for you. This is the right path for you. And they're with you every step of the way, even if they're not here anymore. They're still all around you all the time. All you have to do is think about them or open your mouth, or even then, they're always around you. They're always supporting you. They're always moving things around behind the scenes, so the things you want to manifest come to fruition, so you can fulfill whatever mission you have. I was going to pull a few tarot cards. Let's see. I'll do 3. Spirit, can you give us 3 cards? Ace of Swords. That's the card of like new beginnings, and kind of there's a 10 in the where you're at, so that's like the ending of one cycle, beginning of a new one. Like a lot has just fallen away, or you're at like the precipice of a huge life change. Okay, we're gonna do two more confirmation cards. Okay, well they gave us 3. Oh, girl, look at you. Sorry, you might not be a girl. The Empress, which is like, I think that's Taurus, but that's like Venus, love energy, material gain, riches, abundance. And then the Emperor. Look at that, the Empress and the Emperor. Didn't I say like there's a marriage? There's a marriage. Like I don't know why. Like I'm just so like 3s and 4s. Look at that, 3s and 4s. 3s and 4s coming together. 3s and 4s. I said that at the beginning of the reading. 3s and 4s. And then the 7 of Swords is kind of like, this makes me think of like letting go of everything that doesn't serve you, letting go of like all the intrusive thoughts, the noise, the options that might seem, like they make sense on the outside, letting that all go for the one thing that you know in your heart, that's what's gonna serve you. That's what's gonna fulfill you. That is what you are here to do. That's it. Let go of the noise. The answers are always right in front of you. And like I said, you're going to get a confirmation very soon. The Emperor is Aries energy also, in case you didn't know. So this could be a counterpart if you're getting married. Don't get cold feet. You're going to be fine, dude. 7 of Swords. Yep, we got that. And then at the back of the deck, we had the Chariot. So when I think of the Chariot, this is also a 7 card, so this is like luck. When I don't remember, I think the Chariot is, honestly, I want to say it's Sagittarius. I don't know, honestly, or maybe that one I don't know. Let me look that up real quick. Oh, no, I put my phone away. Well, whatever sign it is, sorry guys, whatever sign it is, that's the side. But it also is like, I don't know, this makes me think of like riding off into the sunset. Like, you know how Apollo, this always makes me think of like Apollo, like driving his chariot off into the sunset. So, like, fulfilling the divine mission and like the destiny that or, you know, like the purpose that he was set, you know, created for, and that he lives by and inherited and deals with every day. There's also a crab here, 2 crabs here, so you might be a Cancer, or you might have like Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. And then this is like the, I don't remember the correct official name, but it's like the Eye of Protection. So you are heavily favored, and what you're doing is the right thing. And just know, you know, if you've been feeling, like I said, guilty or like shameful or feeling bad about like everything that you're getting while you like leave behind certain things and people and situations and mindsets right now, like, don't. And cut anybody out that makes you feel like you don't deserve these things, because I feel like when we finally start to reap what we sow, or are the benefits of, you know, our life mission, we really start to see what aligns with us, and we either, like, how do I say this, like, it's making me think of like that saying with like the eclipse energy, where it's like eclipse season, or like the full moon during eclipse season will let, you know, don't do anything hasty, because you'll see the trash take itself out. Like, that's what it's making me think of. So I'm really excited for you. I cannot wait. Please comment below. I want to know what happens. I'm actually excited about this. Congratulations. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, whatever you celebrate. I want you to enjoy them and let go of the guilt. You have the right to this. You deserve to be happy, and you deserve to follow your heart without feeling like you owe anybody an explanation if they're not happy for you. Explanations are always healthy if you love the person, but I love you. Thank you for coming. This is the end of your reading, pile 1. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Hi, pile 2. This is your pile, and you chose the Caribbean calcite. So I also, when I was like thinking about this before, like when I was setting up for this pile, I was like, I think this is my psychic pile. Like, so you might have like more developed abilities, or you're working on developing your abilities, or you might have realized recently like your abilities have really strengthened, whether it's like you're clairaudient or claircognizant, or you can see spirits, or you astral travel. You might have been, like I said, noticing that this is something you've been experiencing lately. The Caribbean calcite is really good at strengthening psychic abilities, like you're opening your third eye. I don't always necessarily resonate each pile to a T with the crystal associated, but this one was like speaking to me about that. So what we are going to do is we're going to do a message for you from the universe. So this one, okay, I'm going to do what I did with pile 1, and this is where you're at. I'm trying to keep this in view. I'm going to try to get them all in view. So that's where you're at, what you want, what you need to do, obstacle or challenge or challenges, outcome, advice. And then the underlying energy of this is fertility, watermelon. And this is, I don't remember. I think that's Capricorn. I'm pretty sure. Well, I'll actually look in the booklet. 29. Real quick, because I'm curious. No, it's Leo. Sorry. Leo. So this is fire sign. This is passion. This is creativity. This is it could be a project that you've been working on, maybe like a book or a business or some kind of creative idea or like endeavor. Maybe you're an artist, but let's see what happens or what comes through. This is like I said, like messages from the universe for you. So where you're at, positivity. And this is, okay, so yellow is the solar plexus, and orange is the sacral chakra. That's also the chakra of like passion and sex, and self-esteem is the solar plexus. There's Leo twice here already, so that's awesome. Also, like, there's the sun. Leos are very upbeat normally. They're very, like, connected to their inner childs. They're very much, I would say, like, pretty happy-go-lucky. Very, like, they call it like they see it. Very confident. So you might have been feeling, like, really upbeat lately. Like, there might have been a turn of events recently in your life where you feel like, you know, like, okay, like, I'm good, like, things are working out, like, thank goodness. Or you could be being called to be positive right now, because whatever you're working on is about to, like, flower and bloom and come to fruition, just like these marigolds. Also, like, weirdly enough, marigolds always make me think of my grandfather, so somebody might be with their grandfather right now, or thinking about him a lot lately. That's interesting. Okay, I'm gonna briefly go through that and see what it says. To be more optimistic, happiness. Your inner child may need to come out for a play. Make sure you take creative invitations. Be wary of not having all the facts and of emotional blockages. Yes, that makes sense. Because these both govern, like, self-esteem, passion. It's where we carry a lot of trauma. Many people carry a lot of trauma in their solar plexus or in their sacral, especially if they're not fully connected, or they find a hard time fully connecting with their whole body and, like, connecting their upper and lower chakras. So, but I'm really getting, like, I just feel like a light and airy energy, like, very, like, upbeat. So I think this is mainly about, this is, like, where you're at, the energy that you're in right now. This is a great place to be. I mean, kudos to you. Congratulations. Like, maybe you got a house, or also so the underlying energy is 2 and 9. That adds up to 11. That's always like, to me, it's like the opening of a portal, because you think like 1111, divinely orchestrated, divinely guided, you know, things of that nature. And the 4, there's a lot, like pile 1 had so many like 3s and 4s, so I'm interested to see what numbers come out in this one. But 4s are like stability, creating foundations, so happiness. That's really where you're at, and that's amazing. That's amazing. And keep going. Whatever project you're working on, like I said, like that, like this, the way I feel right now, and the sun, when every time I see the sun like peeking through and it gets brighter, that's like a confirmation for me, like from my spirit guides, of like, yeah, keep going, keep going. So, you know, I think that also can be said for you with what you're doing right now. Like, you're definitely on the right track, and things are really working out well for you. So that's freaking amazing, dude. All right. What you want. Desire. This is the Cancer. This is a 3. 3s and 4s again. Damn. So 3s and 4s I always associate with like 333, 444, divine protection. 3s are very creative. Very, very creative. They deal with the angelic realms. Like I said, like I always associate 333 with like creating things that are gonna make a huge impact. That you're being divinely guided to take the steps to do, or like part of Akashic records, things that are supposed to be created for the better of humanity. And then 4s are, you know, stability, creating material wealth. So whatever project you're working on, you probably already started reaping the benefits of the work that you've been putting in on this. But this is like, this for sure is like some type of like artistic endeavor. This is something very creative. I'm not necessarily feeling like this is a relationship. I'm feeling like this is something like personal and special to you. Could be a business, but like I said, it's something like artsy. Like that's, I don't know, I'm just getting something very like artsy about that. Especially with all of these together and the fertility card, like that's a big one. So desire, this is green, like the heart chakra. This is something that you've either been working on for a long time, or like you've always wanted to do. You always like were telling yourself like, I'm gonna do this when I grow up, or you know, like you always had this idea in your head. And you know, this is in the what you want sector of the reading, so that makes sense that it would be the desire card. I do want to also, these look like ink blots, right? Like all of these, but I think it's supposed to be dirt in this deck. I love this deck, the Greenwich Oracle. It's so pretty, and like I just got this recently. I'm obsessed. I love this card. I mean, this deck. Let's read for this. This one feels like it's gonna be like to the point, but we'll see. Spirit can surprise us, so. Fulfillment in many areas of your life can be found by working a little more on your current relationships. Overcoming challenges is indicated, and new material gain and recovery are also shown. Lettuce helps us get better physically and emotionally. It asks that you watch the way you're caring for yourself and to be careful about what it is you are focused on. Are your desires really serving your truth? Yeah, just make sure with, you know, like whatever you're trying to manifest, and like materially especially, just make sure that your heart's always in the right place. That your heart stays in the right place, and that, you know, you don't get like, you don't lose sight of what's important, so to speak. That's like the energy here. That's what I feel. It still feels like everything here feels very light. So I don't always I don't always even read the book because sometimes, like, it's just the energy that is meant for you to hear. Like, what I get intuitively is different. I'm also getting, like, oh, I'm getting a little pressure in the back of my head. Something's coming in. Let's see what you need to do. Refinement. Also, I was getting, when I was looking at this, like, maybe, like, make sure you're eating healthy. Make sure you're, like, taking care of your body, like, whether that's, you know, doing yoga or Pilates or hitting the gym. Like, don't overdo it, and don't do things out of, like, insecurity. Do them out of inspiration. That's what I'm getting. And refinement, when I see refinement, it makes me think of, like, fine-tuning things, editing, like, really, like, buckling down and zeroing in on, your project. Oh, no. Okay. And, pink is, like, I don't know, pink is just, like, so soft and sweet, and, like, that's self-love. This is definitely, like, a self-love pile. Creation. This is really sweet. I really like this reading so far. So what you need to do, what else am I getting? What, is there a sign that's, oh, Scorpio. So that could also be, like, doing some shadow work. Maybe nothing too heavy, but just, like, if there's been something kind of, like, nagging at you lately, like, maybe, like, sitting down, journaling about it, or, like, setting the intention before, like, a good workout, or, like, going out in nature to, like, kind of transmute it and, like, get some clarity on it so it doesn't become, like, a bigger problem, you know. But it's, like I said, everything in this so far is, like, very lighthearted. I have a feeling this isn't gonna go on as long as pile 1 did. I don't know why. I just really, everything's, like, very to the point on this one. Refinement. I'm also getting, like, just, like, you know, because to refine something is to, like, to get it, like, you know, in, like, I don't know, like, to get it into, like, a better, like, more purified state, I suppose. I don't know if that's the best Oxford Dictionary definition of that word, but I'm doing my best. Also, this is, like, the 6. This adds up to 6, so that's always, like, relationships and balance. So make sure you're, like I said, like, also there's, like I said, there's just a big emphasis in this on, like, self-love, and making sure that you're allotting the proper time to all aspects of you, the spiritual, the mental, the physical, emotional, you know. So let me read this one too. Also, dreams. Pay attention to your dreams. Write down your dreams whenever, like, not always whenever, but sometimes when I see Scorpio, that to me is an indication of, like, you might have psychic dreams. This is also, like, the psychic pile, I'm pretty sure. So that's, like, that there might be messages that you've been getting lately to kind of help you along your journey, you know. Let's see what this reads as. Okay, this is interesting. Be receptive to communications and messages that are coming at present, as there is much to benefit your current situation. Dahlias inspire and ask you to improve yourself and current situations. You may find keys and deeper meanings to mysteries that have evaded you for some time or be given offers that seem unusual. It can be very easy to fall for deceptive flattery and to have unrealistic expectations at the moment. That makes a lot of sense, actually. This might be my pile, to be honest. Yeah, this is like a big emphasis on like really like stepping it up a notch, really like turning the focus on you, not necessarily turning inward, but like expressing yourself more, taking care of yourself, like bringing things like kind of down to the 3D plane right now. And like just going for it, man. Just going for it. But also like, because this isn't the what you need to do. This could be like, be open to like constructive criticism, or be open to like new ideas, be open to new friendships and partnerships and beginnings. Because especially like in this lighthearted energy and like receptive energy that this feels like, when you're in that mode, you're like open to the flow and receiving, and you're gonna get a lot of like clandestine, is that the right word? I don't know if that's the right word. I don't know. I don't know why like this almost feels like I said, like at some part, like it almost feels like I'm editing a book, like thinking about like the right words. And normally I'm very good with like vocabulary. That's why this feels like editing a book, or like fine-tuning a project, or like fine-tuning myself. So that's really the big energy here. Like there's so much coming to you. You're in such a good place right now. Like this feels like a Jupiter return type of energy. Like you're just like, you're getting blessings, dude. Like just like keep up with the momentum. Like don't overthink about things too much, but still, check in, make sure you're working on yourself physically, make sure you're dotting your I's, crossing your T's, continuing to like keep up with yourself in every sense of the phrase. Stay positive. Things are working out. Things are really working out. Let's do obstacle/challenges. Passion. Another Leo card. Wow. Okay, so in this position, this is making me think of, Leos are awesome. Like they're so like, they're just very like fiery and fun, and you're definitely being called to make sure you're having lots of fun and like getting, like getting dirty and getting down and like enjoying yourself. But in the obstacle position, this makes me think of like, sometimes Leos have a tendency, they're very like they know what they want, they're very like confident, they have like this zest for life behind them, which is amazing. But sometimes these things kind of like lead them to like, without meaning to, like bulldoze over people, not being receptive to ideas, kind of like, I mean, like, so to speak, like thinking with their like that's what this energy in the obstacle position kind of makes me think of. So just make sure that like you're not getting ahead of yourself, and that like follow your heart, but take your head with you. Make sure that you're not like kind of like bulldozing anybody on your path, or like hurting people's feelings because you're so like focused on yourself, which is a beautiful thing. But just make sure to like have grace and not, like I said, not get ahead of yourself, not like hit the ground running all the time. I think part of it is also so you don't burn yourself out, because that's really what I'm feeling here. Like come up with a game plan for any goals, like goals in the gym, your projects, your relationships. Come up with realistic and reasonable goals. That's what it's giving, sis. It's giving. We can also read this. This is also grounding. Like I said, it's a big energy of struggling with not getting ahead of yourself or taking on too much. That could be something to watch out for. And this is a root vegetable as well. So let's see. I'm going to read a little bit of this too. I'm curious what it says. Look at the core of what usually motivates you for direction and a lifting of any negative energies. Because a focus on self-love and developing a better understanding is needed. You see? Or you might, honestly, looking at it this way too, it might, this is definitely a more lighthearted energy, but you might have been stuck in a rut recently, and this is the energy that you're heading into. I think for some of us it could be the former, for some of us it's the latter. But that's another possibility that I'm getting here too, because I'm part of me is how does this all kind of come full circle and enmesh within each other? And that's what's coming through. So that also brings to light more of the where you're at, the positivity card, and the what you want, your desires. So this is making sense. Let's see. Beetroot supports your heart chakra and will show you that new projects, personal goals, and emotional healing are all in a positive light with a chance of success. You see how they did that there? Challenges include family disagreements and getting stuck on the superficial. Don't focus on what everybody around you's doing. Don't focus on that. Focus on what you're doing. Focus on your goals. Focus on getting back into a routine of this makes me feel like my best possible self all day, every day. And listen, we all have bad days. We all have time when we have to go inward and do shadow work and go hermit mode. But this is time to go beast mode. But like I said, not to steamroll anybody or bulldoze, whatever. You know what I'm saying. And focus on yourself, but don't neglect the people in your life that care about you. But also, don't let them walk all over you, out of passivity either. Find the balance. But like I said, this is a great energy. This is so light and airy and not even air sign energy, just it feels like fire sign energy. It feels very happy-go-lucky. It feels very Leo, Aries, Sagittarius, Jupiter. Jupiter is Sagittarius. Excuse me. Just taking control and getting her done. Letting that bitch ride. Let's see. And this is, and I'm sorry if you don't like cursing. I do like to curse, and I try not to curse when I read. I try not to, but sometimes it slips out. Sometimes it just slips out. See, the passion just slips out. You gotta check yourself, like I'm doing right now. Okay, and I'm a fire sign. I think this is probably my pile too. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. Okay, so outcome / advice. Divination. Ooh, we love that. Also, just so you know, the 7s are luck and miracles, right when you need them. So this is, like I said, if this energy hasn't hit you yet, that's what's about to come in, right in the nick of time for you. And then divination, which is literally what I'm doing right now. We got another Scorpio card, so that's diving in the depths. Divination makes me think of, and there's more pink, so that's like more self-love, grounding yourself. What am I saying? Oh yeah, sorry. So, divination, I'm trying to think. Maybe, like, start a practice. If you are, like, if you do like spiritual things, like, I mean, you're watching this right now, so you probably are. And also, I said this is my psychic pile, most likely. So, if you're not into, like, cards, like, ask for an oracle deck. It's Christmas time. This is always timeless, too, just so you guys know, but I'm just saying this is when it's going to be released. Ask for, like, an oracle deck for Christmas. The theory is, like, we're all supposed to be gifted our first one. That's, like, how it goes. So, if you don't have one, ask for one. You can also do tarot. There's so many out there. Just find one that pulls on you. And as we know, sometimes the prettiest thing in the room is not always what we're drawn to, because if you know, you know. But this is making me think of, like, you know, start pulling cards for yourself as, like, a daily self-care practice, or even book divination. That's something I've been starting to get into recently. Like, go to the library, or if you have a ton of books at home, like, go on your shelf and just, like, ask the universe to be like, give me a number between 1 and, 53 or whatever. 53 might also be significant, because that was, like, something that was specifically, like, say 53, and I'm like, okay. So, like, do that, like, once a day and open to a random page, and, like, you'll probably find that the message on that page is, like, something you need to hear that day, or in that moment specifically. There are so many different ways to, like, be in touch with ourselves and the divine. So I definitely recommend making that part of your daily practice. And we are going to... Also, I mean, like, you could learn how to read palms, tea leaves. This could also just be, like, spirit telling you, like, up your game, bro. Like, even if you do card readings, I'm going to do three tarot cards for each pile. Spirit, any last things to add to your messages? But yeah, like, so even if you already read cards, like, divination can be so many things. Like, you could read runes, you could read charms, you could, like I said, do the book divination thing. You could even, there's even things of divination that you could do that I don't even know. Like, it's just endless. Literally, it's just so endless. Like, you could even, like, do it in your dreams. Like, start trying to do, like, readings, like, when you lucid dream, you know what I mean? Like, or work on your skills. It could be, like, because this refinement, and it, like, slid forward. I'm like, okay, so maybe that, and they both have pink in them, and our Scorpio. Start, like, really practicing. Like, make it a self-care thing. Make it, like, something that you do for, like, like, make it a creative project even. Alright. They're just like, come on. Can you give us a little something? Please. 3 cards, Spirit, to close out pile 2's reading. 3 cards to close out pile 2's reading. Please, please, please. They're saying to me, they're like, girl, you really begging us right now. Have we taught you nothing? I'm not even kidding. Like, one of my spirit guides literally just said that to me, and I was like, okay. Okay. So we're gonna take this, the Ace of Wands. That's like master, manifester, like, vibes. Like, when I see that, that gives me, like magician vibes. But also, like, new beginnings. There, actually, the Ace of Swords came out for for pile 1. But I see as new beginnings as well. Okay, we're going to do 2. The Emperor. Damn, okay. The Emperor came out in the last reading, too. King of Discs. Okay, so, and then the underlying energy is the 4 of Swords. Oh. So this is like working with the elements. You might want to look up divination, where you can work with all of the elements. That might be really beneficial for you too. I'm going to read up on that one though, because I don't know too much about the 4 of Swords, but the Emperor is like, that's Aries energy. That's very much like being a leader, like embarking on like, you know, like a new, like I said, like something like with self-care, something like new, something fresh, something like that's going to get you going, that's going to like pump up the vibes. And then the King of Discs, that's like the King of Pentacles. Dude, like this project and this new, like, whatever this like self-care thing is that you're about to start on, or like this creative project, or both, this is gonna like, this energy is gonna carry you to like all the things, all the abundance, like everything you're trying to manifest, like you're in that energy, or you're right about to step into it. Like, you got this. Like, the universe is literally just like, you got this. Like, that's it. Like, you got this. Just keep going. Like, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? But let's see. 4 of Swords. See, you see that? I get passionate too. I get real passionate. I gotta calm down sometimes. Let's see. Okay, yeah, this is big on self-care. Big. It says it's time to take a pause, find a moment of respite in the sea of sorrow and hard times. Put aggression aside and take some time for self-care. You may find that things don't look as bad when you focus on yourself and what you need to grow. Yep. That's right. That's right. That's all I gotta say about that, honestly, because I'm just like, yup, I already said it. But I hope you enjoyed your message. I love you. I'm really excited that we're doing pick-a-cards now, so stay tuned for the next one. Happy holidays, Merry Christmas, whatever you celebrate. I hope you have like the best damn time on that day, and every day, but especially during your holidays, because who doesn't love the holidays? But like I said, I love you. I'm sorry your pile was not as long as pile 1. That is just the nature of the beast sometimes, you know? So I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Merry Christmas, or whenever you're watching this. Hi, pile 3. You chose the Black Obsidian. So, I must say, when I was meditating for this today, I felt very much like an intensity. So you might have like Aries, Scorpio energy, sometimes Capricorn. What else? Those are like the ones really coming in for me right now. Sometimes Virgos. Also, like I felt like an unquenchable thirst. So it could just because I was channeling, but also like one of you might have just, you know, came back from exercising or just woke up, or like maybe you're being called to drink more water, hydrate. Like I said, it is a very intense energy that I'm getting, but we will see what comes through in your message. Spirit, what message do you have for pile 3? I'm hearing like off the beaten track. Like something about this message is going to be different. I am actually recording this specific pile on a different day, than the other two, so it kind of, like I said, I think there was definitely a reason for that. I think it was meant to be. So we're about to here for this one, and then this one at the end. This one's second. Okay. So here we have where you're at, what you want, what you need to do, obstacle/challenges, and then outcome advice. And then on the bottom of the deck, we have passage. So anytime I see that, and she's also wearing a red dress, so that would indicate, working on your root chakra right now, really grounding energies into the 3D reality. The root, this is 4, like the 40, so it adds up to 4. That's like setting up stability, setting up foundations. It could also be like literally, like, I don't know, because of these rocks, it's like pillars. That's what they keep saying. The pillars of something. The foundation. And this passage always makes me think of, like, I'm hearing like hallway of purification. That's like part of one of the meditations I do, actually. But also, it's really bringing an energy of like one phase of your life, like completely finishing and like kind of being en route to the next phase, or like beginning a new journey. So we'll see what comes out. So where you're at, fire spirit energy. Yes, this is like taking initiative, and this is intensity. Like fire signs, Aries can be very intense. I would say like fire signs as a whole are very intense, so I'm not even surprised that that's what's coming through. You're embarking on a lot of new things right now and putting in a lot of work, taking initiative, putting yourself in situations that you're not accustomed to. It was, like I said, it was feeling, as I was opening up to the energy, like it just felt very intense. Like when somebody very intense walks into the room. It's just like overwhelming. But it's because they're just so like, what's the word? They're just so like admirable, or they've accomplished a lot and they're able to take on so much. It's like, they're doing circles around everybody else and people are like, how do they do it? Type of energy. What you want. This makes a lot of sense. So, if there's been a question that's been on your mind, this is starting to make more sense. If you clicked on this, it's because you've been looking for guidance, and the message that's coming through from like the divine is whatever you're inquiring about, whether that's been like a love situation or like career focused, or maybe a move that you've been thinking about, whatever this is that you're asking about, they are telling you, this card is always an indicator of like, relax. Because like I said, I even felt like, I didn't even shuffle the cards yet, and I was feeling like such an intensity. I was just like, whoa. Like, I don't think that this is coming from me. So, so what you want, like, even though this is in the position, the way it would read is like, they're asking you to have patience on what you're asking for. And honestly, I have a feeling we're going to get more clarity I'm also hearing like step by step. So if this is like a business enterprise, which I wouldn't be surprised because this is Aries energy. Like every time I see this, I'm like, this is Aries energy. Not just because I'm an Aries, but definitely because when I think of like that fire and that like and taking initiative and like entrepreneurial and like, you know, like a pioneer spirit, so to speak, type of intensity and energy, that's what I think of. Aries are, you know, the first sign of the zodiac, so they're definitely like the go-getters. What you need to do. Truth. Okay, not everybody's gonna like this, but what you need to do there, this is the energy of like the end of something, and also the 32, 3 and 2 adds up to 5, so that's like a big like change, like something life altering. And ravens represent death and rebirth, like the end of a cycle. So there is something that you need to admit to yourself, something like that. There's something that you've been struggling with, aside from the other, like the inquiry that you've been having. This is something that has been a blockage to you. This is something that I think that they're encouraging you to have patience while you're sorting this thing out. And you're also being encouraged to face whatever difficulty or like hard truth that this is. So it could be something like an addiction. It could be something like, you know, procrastination. It could be, you know, not allowing certain energies around you anymore. It could be that you have been, how do I communicate this properly? It could be that you have been kind of in your own way, so to speak, or through whatever they're asking you to look at and transmute or change. This is going to start to bring you a lot of peace. It's going to start to bring you better outcomes. It's going to start to bring in this manifestation that you're inquiring about. Like I'm certain of this. Also there's so many birds lately. Also, this is more red, so this is like root chakra, grounding the energy. Maybe honestly taking a break. There could be an element of taking a break needed and coming back to whatever you're working on. Oh, sorry, I know I'm yawning. Sorry, guys. You could also, that could also be part of like this, because I felt an intensity, and then now I'm just feeling like just exhaustion, like burnout, like, and that this is like, I'm almost curious. I do want to read for this one just to see if they give us anything else. And I'm hearing like believe in yourself. What is your truth regarding your life? Be honest with yourself and speak from your heart. Listen for what is sincere and honest in others. Step away from those who are cagey and duplicitous. The hardest thing about living your truth is knowing exactly what that is. However, there is a place within you that always knows what is real and what isn't. Release situations and people with whom you find yourself less than honest for fear of being judged or not accepted. It can take time to discover what is true for you, but once you know, Let go of anything in your life that isn't authentic. Miracles follow when you take time to be genuine. The raven is also considered to be the totem and protector of the Queen of Fairies. This could also be an indication that you need to speak your truth to somebody. But I am also getting, for some of you, it might also represent, like, getting clear on, like, okay, whatever specific situation you came here inquiring about, there's something about this that's almost like you need to get clear on it. Like, you need to get clear on what you want out of life in certain ways. And this will resonate with who it's supposed to resonate with. But I'm definitely, that was like a big thing coming through too. Like a big part of like being able to call in your manifestations and lying like proper foundations is being able to actually pinpoint what it is exactly that you want, what you're searching for, what is best for you, what's in alignment. Because if you don't know and you keep asking for all these different things, you know, you're capable of having like so many wonderful things, but you also have to, like I said, get clear on it, exactly what it is that you really want. This is actually blowing my mind right now because this is actually very relevant to a specific situation. It's interesting that it's coming through right now. So this is obstacle challenge or challenges. Focus. Yep. And this is another 5. So like I said, like this is really like just really getting to the point where you're getting very clear on what you want. And you're staying focused. You're not allowing outside energy or noise, people, situations to really throw you off your game. This is a time for you to really hone in, take a break maybe for a little bit, but hone in on what it is that you're trying to bring into your experience and manifest for your life, and focus on that. You know, let go of people that don't allow you to take care of yourself, or, you know, encourage you to be a lesser version of yourself. And then outcome advice. Courage. Yeah. So for a lot of you, this is going to have something to do with the throat chakra, because there's blue and also yellow, which is self-esteem. And this is what they're guiding you to do. You know, have the courage to speak up. Have the courage to leave who is no longer serving you. This could be about a relationship. It could be about habits, mindset. But I do feel specifically like there's something that you're supposed to, or you need to say to somebody. Like, you need to get off your chest. You need to, like, put it out there. There's something that you need to say that you're not saying to someone recently. And this has been coming through a lot in general. But their spirit is asking you and encouraging you to have that courage to have this hard conversation, or to have this life-altering conversation. It doesn't really matter, like, you know, if it's work or family or, you know, what it is. But like I said, there's like a really intense energy about this. So, or, you know, like just this period of time that you're currently in. So let's pull some tarot. I'm also getting like, have the courage to like go places you've never gone, do things you've never done. Be the person that you've always wanted to be. we have the Knight of Swords. The Sun, look at that. And then we have 7 of Discs on the back. And then I'm going to pull... Okay, that one came out, so we'll go with that one. Queen of Swords. So, Swords is air energy, so you might be a Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. That could also be like this intensity or like overthinking that you might be experiencing right now. You might be dealing with that situation, but keep in mind there's, how do I say this? Yeah, and then this is like the Knight of Swords, like, which I said is air energy. When I see the Knight of Swords, that to me is like sometimes it can be interpreted as like an incoming message or communication, or even an outgoing one, because the Knight is like, you know, marching off into the sun to like either like, you know, face certain things, having the courage to face certain things, or like communication, like a difficult communication, or, you know, like something that will challenge you in the short term but really be beneficial in the long term. And then the Sun is here, so this is all like really good. That indicates to me like everything that you're going through right now, even if it feels intense and anxiety provoking and like really like, I heard like earth shattering, but it's not quite the energy. More like you're dealing with, you're stepping into realities that you've never faced before. And it can feel testing and challenging. But the Sun is always like good outcomes as long as you stay the course. Also, the Queen of Swords here, another really great card. She's like the queen of like communication and like cutting things off at the head, where it's like, you know, she's not willing to tolerate BS. She's like, like if you can't be loyal, if you can't be faithful, if you can't reflect divinity back to me, you gotta go. And there's a lot of wisdom in that too. And you know, like allowing yourself to speak up for yourself and being able to say no to things that aren't meant for you, even if it can be challenging at times. Even if it can be painful in the short term for one or both parties or situations, whatever you're dealing with. And then the 7 of Discs is, I guess, reiterating the patience. It feels like, you know, like, also we started with Aries energy, so you might be experiencing this right now, but you might start to notice a shift once Aries season is upon us, so around the springtime. Also owls might be a confirmation. Bees might be a confirmation for you. I'm hearing, this is so random, forsythia, which is like a yellow, it's like some kind of yellow flower that like grows on bushes. I think it only comes out in the springtime in certain regions. Owls, I think I already said that. There's a lot of like birds here too, so this is there's a lot of transformation going on through this. Even if you feel like you don't have your wits about you right now, you know, this is kind of like the same as like the Focus and the Patience card. Like, you're just giving things the time that they need to resolve themselves, so to speak, taking back like your energy, taking back your time, you know, grabbing your footing, taking some rest and really honing in on like your needs and buckling down and focusing on the next step and just taking things day by day and like little by little, like first things first. You may be saying 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3, 4, or like any numbers in sequential order, like 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, like, you know what I mean? Like any, or 3, 2, 1, things like that. That's what this makes me think of. So, this is also, let's see, we have a 9, so that's the end of a cycle. That's what the patience is about. Kind of like tying up loose ends right now. And then, like, that's 5, so change. 3 is divine protection, creativity, expression. We have the 7 of discs here, so 7 is like good luck, miracles, and these are all really great omens. The 7 of discs is the underlying energy, so whatever you're inquiring about will be successful and it will bear fruit, but you have to give it time, whether it's a relationship, because there's something, and I know you know what this is, there's something specific that's like an emotional blockage, it feels like, in this situation. And that could, like I said, it could be about relationships, it could be about jobs, it could be about destiny or the next step. Also, sometimes when when I get this, especially with the passage card, there's something being like hidden from view because of this blockage. Like, that's why they're urging you to have patience, because there might be something else that you need to, like I said, tie up loose ends is like a strong energy here right now. And like endings and goodbyes, but also like fresh starts. That's a big theme here. So, you know, there, like I said, there might be something that you're unaware of that you need to experience before before you start to be able to, like, you know, pick the fruit, so to speak, off the tree. But this is, sorry, this is just like very intense, and it's almost, that's another reason I'm getting like the air energy. It's like very hard to focus. Like, and that I mean, it literally says focus, but I feel that way too. Like, it's very hard right now. I told you before, like, it's just like burnout. It's like intensity, anxiety, burnout, like just kind of like, it's not quite the energy of like a dark night of the soul. It's more like uncharted territory, and like just having to go through things that you know are like really uncomfortable, but that allow you to grow, to get to, it'll, once you like pass those tests or like that chapter, you'll be in this sun energy. You'll be that version of yourself that's able to take on all these things. And you know what this is about. You know, every time, whatever the first thing is that comes up for you, that's usually what it's about. But you're getting there. It doesn't happen overnight. Rome wasn't built in a day, but it lasted forever. At least so far. So, you will reap the benefits. You will see progress. You're probably feeling stagnant right now. But just know there is a light at the end of the tunnel. There is. And you're going to be there really soon. Just take some time for yourself. Do something that's like really good for your self-care, You know, it's the holidays. If you're watching this when I'm posting it, it's the holidays, so make sure that you're enjoying yourself. Even if you haven't figured it all out, it's okay. It's okay. And just remind yourself of that too. You don't have to figure everything out right this second. And sometimes there's certain, like, I guess so to speak, like levels that aren't unlocked to us until we're ready. So keep that in mind too, and don't blame yourself for things. It's all gonna work out. Do affirmations. Start telling yourself everything works out for you, that, everything works out for the best. Things like that. Things that are gonna help ground you. I'm really sensing that you've got to work on grounding your energy. That's a big one. But I hope this helped. I'm sorry it's not as long as I think pile 1 and pile 2, but the messages today were just very straightforward and very much like cutthroat, kind of like, admitting the truth to yourself about something. It's not always easy and it's not always cute, but that's half the battle. Once you do it, then you know what steps to take from there in certain ways. But little by little, take care of yourself. I hope this helped and sent you the message that you needed to hear. So I love you. See you next time. Bye.